Online first-person multiplayer shooting games are incredibly popular these days, with games like CSGO, Overwatch, Valorant, and Apex Legends. Can't forget Fortnite, of course. These games get competitive, and some people are willing to get any edge they can over the competition. Like performance-enhancing drugs in sports, there are hacks that people can use in games to gain an advantage over their opponents. These cheats include wall hacking, which is the ability to see player models through walls and solid structures in general. You have speed hacks, the ability to move your player much faster than the game mechanics usually allow players to do so. And aim hacks, or Aimbot for short. Aimbot is the ability to have your weapon reticle lock onto enemy targets in an unnatural and extreme way. But for this video, the focus is going to be on Aimbot software in Apex Legends, and how this cheating software is designed from an engineering perspective. I'm going to go over the concepts of game hacking software at a high level, how these exploits work specifically for overriding game logic, and we're going to look at actual example code of a real Aimbot script. Before we get started, let's go over some disclaimers. One, I do not endorse hacking in online video games or in anything in any way. And this video shouldn't be used as motivation to try these cheats out for yourself. I also play a lot of Apex Legends myself, and I would hate to see cheaters in my lobbies. This is purely for educational purposes and a little bit of entertainment. And I am not looking to demonstrate these against real players. Don't do it. The Aimbot script that I will be sharing shortly, in that same spirit, I'm not going to be sharing any links to it or links to any cheating software, because again, cheating is bad, hacking is bad. Don't do it. Alright, let's get started. Let's first talk about aim assist versus aimbot. So for many popular shooters, you can play the game with multiple input options. These are usually either a mouse and keyboard or with a joystick controller. For lots of the games that let you use a controller, a lot of them include an aim assist setting. Aim assist is not aimbot. It's actually an intentional element of the game that's designed by the game developers to help controller users track targets easier. Aim assist isn't going to help you lock on to targets, and it doesn't magically improve the aiming skill of your user. So if you can't aim, aim assist isn't going to make you great at aiming. I could go more into detail on how aim assist is implemented in most modern AAA title games, but that's not going to be the focus of this video. I'm talking about the Aimbot, the cheating software. But if you'd like an in-depth explanation on aim assist and how that works, let me know in the comment section, because that's something I'm also interested in talking about. So how do these cheats work? So say you like to play Apex Legends on your fancy new PC. This new computer has 32 gigs of RAM, which is going to be more than enough for most AAA titles you want to play on it. RAM stands for Random Access Memory, and it's a type of memory storage that is easily accessible. And your computer programs will use this to store data while you're using said program. So RAM is going to be used by the video game program that you're running on your computer to store game information. This information includes the world map, items in your inventory, your player health, so on and so forth. Cheat engines work by accessing the saved data that is within your computer's memory and manipulating the state of it before it's sent back to the game server. So in the normal, legal, perfectly fine situation, you have your game server plus your player input that goes back to your RAM, and then the game server gets sent back that information, and it's kind of like a loop. And with cheats, how the cheat software works is it'll kind of slide itself in the middle of that loop, right in between your player input and your RAM sort of transferring data in between each other. Your cheat software is just going to slide right in and also manipulate the memory that's on your computer before it sends that information back to the game server. And in this situation, practically any game value can be altered. Your player speed, enemy player visibility, your player health, and of course, your aiming precision. And with aiming precision, we are now at the focus of this video, so this is a perfect time to bring up this C++ Aimbot script code that I found. And again, we'll not be sharing any links to. We're going to be taking a look at a few of the methods that are implemented within this script code, and we're going to see exactly how they all work together to provide functionality for a player to lock on to enemy targets and, of course, cheat. So to start taking a look at this modules file, we have two very obviously important looking methods, both called no recoil and aimbot. But since they're pretty large and they involve a lot of helper methods, we're going to start with those first. Let's take a look at this player file. And starting with this method here, is valid enemy. It takes in a reference to a player model, and it determines if this is a valid enemy to shoot at. So what makes it a valid enemy in this case means that the player isn't on your team and the enemy isn't dead already. Then we have this method here called predict pos, or predict position. And this function takes in a target object and a 3D vector space, and that represents your player's current aim target. After calculating the bullet trajectory and the speed of your current weapon that you're holding, some math gets done to correct the aim of the target. If you see here, you have the X, Y, and Z dimensions. This isn't too different from how aim assist works, but we're not really at the good stuff yet where we actually really get into the cheating. Next, we have this method, get best target, and as the name implies, it retrieves the best target for the player to aim at. What does best target mean? Looking at this method, it's determined by finding the closest player from all players that are valid enemies and are visible. And that's the real juicy part of the aimbot. Finding the best target here is something that most game engines aren't going to naturally provide as a function for players. And now we can get back to the no recoil method, and that's a fun one for all you math nerds that could be watching this video. The purpose of this method should be clear from the name alone, but a bit of vector mathematics that's going on could make this confusing. What this method is accomplishing is a negation of the recoil impact that's experienced from shooting the player's gun for every frame of game execution. What this means is it's essentially giving the player a near real-time experience of zero recoil. Yes, very dangerous, very bad, very cheating. And the aimbot method is the last and most important function. It's a larger one that incorporates all the other functions that I mentioned earlier, combining instant locking onto the nearest target along with no recoil for the 20+ bullets you're about to hit them with. And there you have it. In a nutshell, that is how this script operates and provides aimbot functionality to the user. So cheats are bad. In conclusion, cheats are evil, but man, some of the coolest and most interesting engineering solutions are designed for evil. If you enjoyed this video and you like seeing deep dives of coding and gaming, feel free to leave a like, and also check out some of the earlier videos on my channel where I've done this before, like with the Pokemon series. But yeah, thanks for watching if you stayed for this long, and peace.